Welcome back. Today we're going to be working on the splitter, and I get a lot of questions about the bumper, the splitter, the skirt extensions, so this gives me the opportunity to go over all of that and explain how I went about them. As you can see, it definitely needs some work. A lot of it has to do with the bumper, but I will be able to eliminate some of that gap just by putting something flat across the middle of the splitter and holding it from sagging. First things first, it's an 8mm. Just got to take the splitter rods off and then pull the bumper off. All right, now I can give you a little visual. This is the bumper. So originally what I did, I was building a lip that would rivet to the front, and it ended up being a mess. So I cut the lip off, but left it all attached to the front. And that's how I ended up with a flat bottom all the way across it. And then I wrapped from the front around the back, and I made a flat spot so that the bumper now has somewhere to sit onto a splitter. So this is all handcrafted. It took a lot of time, but it did, in the end, turn out pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So here's the splitter. I have the splitter rods mounted through an existing hole in the bottom of the crash bar. And then I built these brackets so they bolt to the rad support. And then I got a second one that goes to the frame from the back, and that stops it from swaying all over the place. And then here's the skirt extensions. So basically all it is two self-tappers going up through the plastic skirt all the way to the front. That's it. And cutting out the jack mounts. The only other thing was back here. The only other thing is back here, which it won't focus. There you go. I had to rivet a bracket through the bottom of the skirt here that shoots out so that I could bolt this, because there is nothing to self-tap to back here. It doesn't have a flat spot till about like up here. And they're just made of 1/4-inch maple. And they turned out super nice. Anyways, let's get to the splitter. So you can already see it. There's a gap down here, so that is about where it stays flat. So I'm gonna have to find something that'll sit behind the bumper here and that I can drill through, and it will hold it flat. Okay, so what I got here is just a piece of 1-inch thick wood. It's not really flimsy. It's actually pretty solid. So all I'm gonna do, I can see the line where the bumper meets, where it's dirty behind it. I'm just gonna drill 4 holes and bolt this. I'll put the bolts from the bottom up, so the nuts will be on top. And this should hold the middle of the splitter flat. And then when I put the bumper on, I'll figure out what other adjustments I gotta make. So I got my holes drilled. I got 4 holes. What I'm going to do is lay this down and spray some paint over it, because I'm not going to be able to mark it with anything that'll show up on this. All right, so I got my holes marked. That didn't work. The paint was, it was an old can and it just sprayed out like water. So I'm just going to drill the first one. I'll bolt it in, and then I should be able to get up over it and drill down through the holes in the wood so that everything is nice and lined up. All right, and it's really that simple. That's all I'm gonna do for now. I completely forgot to pick up washers, so I am gonna have to pull these nuts off and put washers on afterwards. Probably underneath too, just to be safe, but for now, it is now sturdy and flat. So that's all we really need. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it is better. Like I said, the bumper is not flat at the bottom. It needs to be tweaked. I might get another bumper, I don't know, or I'll remake the bottom of this bumper, but it's just this little gap here, and unfortunately, this is actually flat now, so that's how much out the bumper really is. I mean, nobody ever really notices it but me, so naturally, just because I know it's there, it bothers me. So that's really it for now. I really wish that would have cleaned it up a little bit more, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to fix the bumper. So between the bumper, the splitter, and the skirt extensions, I'm honestly probably only at about a few $100s. It's like all of the cost was fiberglass, which is not cheap. I had to do 3 layers of fiberglass on the splitter, and I didn't wrap the skirt extensions. And this was all fiberglass from about the body line down all the way across. So I might have been $300, $350 in fiberglass. The paint I bought to do a bunch of other stuff, so the bumper was painted with leftover paint. You know, this was rattle can black paint. So it was actually fairly inexpensive, ridiculously inexpensive compared to actually buying a splitter, buying real brackets. I used leftover scrap metal to make those ones. They're not pretty, I know. I'll probably remake them, but I mean, for now, the car's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. I think it looks nice. I got a lot of compliments, and with that being said, I think I've given you the rundown on everything, answered some of the questions that people have had. And for now, we're just going to roll with it. In the winter, I will continue to fix everything up and try and perfect it. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.